Maybe I should talk about them now. Then I'd have to cut the stream. I can do that. Go straight to Dtravel. And then when you get back, I'll start talking about Bitcoin. So basically, I did a video yesterday on TRVL. Oh God, what is all this shit? I went onto YouTube and it's just like, it's just women. They're all fake as well. The hell? YouTube is so weird. And if I have a look at the video, which one was it? So the live video got a few views, got 31 views, and then I made a cut and I posted it as a separate video called Travel TRVL, my trade plan, thoughts, and the FUD. And I got 47 views. Now I guess like half of them are me. But anyway, I got a couple of comments, and I've actually forwarded these comments on to the team, the Dtravel team. I'm going to talk about these comments. These are very pertinent points. Dr. 2522 says it was too long. Yeah, of course it was. It was long. Sorry, I apologize. What can I do? You know, people have questions. I lose track of time. Sorry. You could have come on and said, hey, mate, it's too long. Just get to the point. And I would have. But anyway, and I was wondering if you dare to mention about tokenomics. And thank God you did. This is the biggest red flag to stop any smart investor. Please, next time, be honest, like today. I stopped watching your videos since you said the shooting star candle wasn't bearish, which was. Anyway, I sold my TRVLs and wait for more fundamental news. They are too shady at the moment. All right, look, I'm going to address two things in this comment. Firstly, I'm going to talk about the shooting star candle, because I think your analysis, firstly, if you actually watch my stream, if you've been watching all of my streams and not just picking and choosing the ones that take your fancy, yeah, you'll know that I said a couple of things, right? The first thing I said was the exchanges are saying different things, yeah? And then which shooting star candle are you referring to? Are you referring to the weekly time frame, the monthly time, like which time frame are you referring to? Because every time frame has a shooting star candle. I think it's really important to understand the context of my analysis. Fundamentally, I'm looking at the highest time frames, and we are at the lows in terms of the range. In fact, right now we're at the low of the lows, and so any inverse hammer in the lows is bullish. It's not a shooting star. Shooting star candles only appear at the end of extended runs. Yeah. So if we get an extended run and then you get a shooting star candle, yeah, that would be different. It's a different situation. Yeah. The position of the candle with respect to the structure of the market, of the price action, is really important. And is that a shooting star this week? Is that a shooting star candle? Look, and obviously this is gate, you know, every time frame has, on its own, that's not bearish. Like you're saying that's a bearish candle. No, on its own it's not bearish. Maybe that red one was a bearish candle, right, which followed, but this green one wasn't bearish. I don't think it was bearish. Why was that bearish? Look, we closed above this previous high. You know, that's a higher close above a previous level. I think closing into higher ranges, previous ranges, is not bearish. Just because a candle has a long wick on it, that just tells me that people took profit and the price closed above support. Yeah. This next week, look, it was a bearish candle because this one was red, and obviously the problem was, and I mentioned it, that it was green on KuCoin, and KuCoin is the one that's been showing volume. So there was a little bit of divergence in what the exchanges were saying. On Gate it was red, i.e. bearish. On KuCoin it was green. And the price, people could have easily bought this candle. We're at the lows, we're above support, we've taken a crap load of liquidity. You know, in any other day, that would have been bought, that candle, not sold. Yeah. So I don't know if that was like, on its own it's not bearish. And this is the thing about candles, like, it's not enough to just have one candle. That's why you need patterns, you need confirmation patterns. Yeah, this pattern in itself still isn't bearish, because at the moment we're still holding higher lows. At the moment we're still holding higher lows. I don't care if you think that's a bearish candle. Until we change market structure, we're still holding higher lows. Yeah, let's change market structure first, then you can talk to me about bearish, right? So I think you're wrong, you know, in the sense that you're saying it's a shooting star candle, it's bearish. No, it's not always the case. Look at this candle. Was that a shooting star candle? Was that bearish? This one, the price went up after this candle. 5 candles afterwards, the price, after this so-called shooting star bearish candle you're talking about, the price went up 153% after a bearish candle. In your mind, a bearish candle. On its own, candles aren't enough. On their own, candles aren't enough. And when you're reclaiming previous ranges in the highs, when you're turning resistance into support, you can't be bearish. There's no reason that the price should have dropped. It could have gone up. It could have ranged here longer and gone up. Yeah, because we're on support. The fact that it didn't doesn't mean, the candle didn't suggest that. And so I think you're wrong there. And the other thing you have to remember, and I don't know if you were watching my streams, you probably weren't. When this candle formed, this one here, I clearly on my stream said that that is a bearish candle, you know. And surprise, surprise, 5 days of the selling continued after that, because that was a bearish candle. Yeah, I didn't sell. I identified the bearish candle. I didn't sell. Yeah, because I don't really want to move the market at the lows. I'm not interested in shaking out small investors by buying and selling at the right places. I'm not in that game. I'm not trying to make the market, and I'm not trying to shake people out, especially early investors who I value. I value early investors. I value you. That's why I'm responding to your comment. But don't make stuff up and pretend that you know how it works. A shooting star candle is bearish. I can't see a shooting star candle. I don't think that's a shooting star candle. You know, we're in the higher time frame, we're in the lows. You have an inverse hammer. Yeah. I also think it's quite subjective as well, because see, on one chart it's a green, on another chart it's red. Yeah. And like, you're looking at these candles now that are forming on the weekly hasn't even closed. It's looking bearish. Yeah, but it's not bearish because of the candles, because the candles still haven't formed yet. Do you know why it's bearish? It's bearish because we've lost levels. That's why it's bearish. It's bearish because we're losing levels. We should have held support. When you lose support, that's bearish, not the candle. Yeah. And if we reclaim that support, it becomes bullish again. So we have to see how this plays out. Losing levels is bearish, but not candles on their own aren't enough. You need confirmation. If you ever go and do any kind of research online about Japanese candles, no one is going to say this, you can sell this one candle. This is a shooting star candle. Now you can sell it. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. They always, you'll have a look, it'll say you need confirmation. You need confirmation candles. Even a reversal candle on its own isn't enough. You need a confirmation to confirm the reversal. Yeah. And usually when it comes to candles, it's about reversing volume levels. Yeah. So in my mind, this whole pattern, as far as candle formations, becomes bearish. So at the moment, I'm not looking at this as bearish. I'm really not. I think it's bearish to lose a level. That was my first signal. So until that happened, I wasn't going to be bearish because we're still on support. Why would I be bearish when we're still holding support? That makes no sense. I don't care about the candles. If we're on support, I'm not going to be bearish. The minute you lose support, and losing support is about close, is about the price closing, yeah? Closing underneath levels it is what I'm looking for. So as soon as we close back into this previous range, okay, then I'll say, okay, now it's bearish, right? We're still not seeing an increase in sell volume, even though it's become bearish. But in terms of candle formations, if the weekly closes underneath this wick here, then that would be really bearish, yeah? Because what you've done is you've closed you've reversed all of this volume. All of this green volume has been reversed in terms of price action, yeah? That would be the second indication of bearish reversal, and the third indication of bearish reversal would be a close underneath the point of control, which would happen at the same time, and this would all probably coincide with a lower low, right? But the first indication of bearish reversal was the closing acceptance underneath support. The candles in themselves can't give you all the look, you know, we've got shooting stars, but the price still goes up. Let me see, hold on. Are these shooting stars? You know, is that a shooting star candle? This, based on your analysis, this candle should have gone down. Why didn't it go down? It doesn't work like that, yeah? You have to wait. You have to see what happens next. You can't just trade individual candles. Look at this candle. Was that a bearish candle? This candle. The price actually didn't go down. On aggregate, it went up. Okay. Of course, the price eventually went down, but it wasn't because of this candle. You're talking about shooting stars. Okay, so when is it a shooting star? It's usually a shooting star at the high of a rally. We haven't really had a rally. Like, we just in consolidation, and effectively what's happened is what I said in the stream. There was this anticipation for a change in the tokenomics, which would have given people value, given TRVL value. It doesn't have any value now. Now all of a sudden, like, I have a bunch of TRVL and I can't do anything with it. Okay, I can book a holiday. How many holidays am I going to take? Yeah, I'm not, you know, like once a year, twice a year. How much TRVL do I need? You know, so the reality is we haven't given TRVL value. And so with the anticipation of a tokenomics update, people were now anticipating value and increasing value for TRVL. And it didn't come to fruition. It didn't happen on time. And that created uncertainty in the market, which led to the fall. If the team had released their document, honestly, if the team had released my idea, we wouldn't be in this situation. Do you know where we would be? If the team had released my idea, we'd be trading up here. Because I basically said, let's make Bitcoin. He doesn't want to make Bitcoin. So let's make Bitcoin. But the team made that decision on themselves. They didn't give it to the community to decide. And therefore, that created uncertainty. That created doubts. That created fear. I addressed all of that in my video yesterday, right? And it doesn't make me bearish. I'm just saying that's what happened, not the candle. The candle didn't do that, yeah? This candle in itself was not a bearish candle. This candle wasn't even a bearish candle because we're holding support. I think if the team had released the document after this candle, the price probably would have gone up. Probably would have gone up, yeah? But they didn't. That's why it went down. We'd have it in a completely different conversation then, yeah? But we're not. And so now you're telling me that you predicted the future because you saw one candle? Rubbish. Sorry. Hate to disagree with eruption. If you don't want to watch my videos because you think I'm churning out shit or incorrect information, it's your loss, really, because dare I say it, 99% of the information I'm giving is on point, is correct, you know. But if I in your mind get something wrong because for some reason you had the foresight, and then you're about to rubbish the rest of all my analysis on that basis, that's your loss, not my loss. You know, good luck. You know, go and find someone else who is gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm sorry, but that's my truth. You want to hear the truth? That's my truth. Your comment was pretty pitiful, to be honest with you. It was really poor comment. Anyway, I sold my TRVLs and wait for more fundamental. This is it. You're actually the wrong person for us. You know, and they're not shady. They're not too shady. I've met all of them. I know Eric personally. I know his family. I've met Cynthia many times. She's lovely. She's not shady. What are you talking about? You're shady. You look shady to me. DR2522. Anyway, let's not name call. I'm just joking, obviously. You're not shady. Look, we all have our opinions. Everything is subjective. Let's just agree to disagree, right? And let's just go our different ways. If you want to invest in TRVL, good. And if you don't, fine. It's no big deal. You know, someone else will. David is saying people always talk in hindsight. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. All right, so Wizard of Ounces. I sold for about a couple of $1,000 profit. Well done. Congratulations. Good trade. So once it hit new all-time low, hits a new all-time low, the team will pump the price. I don't think you're right when it comes to that idea the team will pump the price. You know, in all of my interactions with the team, the one thing the team have tried to not do is pump the price. Yeah, we'd be having a completely different conversation if the team were pumping the price, because we wouldn't be at the lows. Like, how miserable would it be if the team were trying to pump the price? We were still at the lows after so many tokens have gone 100x or 50x, and all of a sudden you're telling me, oh my god, the team are going to pump the price when they make new. It's not. I think that's ridiculous. Yeah. So once it hits new top, and this is the other thing, I don't know if it's going to hit an all-time low. I've said that very clearly. There's no reason that no one can predict the future. I have a plan for an all-time low. I have an all-time low plan. I made a trade plan yesterday, but actually I think in probability, based on the reactions that I'm about to share, it's very likely that we don't hit an all-time low. I think, why not? Why are you going for the lows? You know, we could just technically, let's just focus on the technicals. Forget about your sentiment. Yeah, everyone has an opinion. Everyone has their bias. Everyone thinks they can predict the future. No one can. Yeah, let's just focus on the technicals. Technically, we're into the golden pocket, and we have levels below us which we haven't lost yet. Yeah, we have the 786 and we have the 886. These are really strong fib levels. Yeah, the lower it gets, the higher the ROI on people's investments. That's just the way it works. So naturally, if it goes down, there's going to be demand. You're hitting levels of liquidity, especially this one, this 886. This 886 is going to be the key one in my mind, because you're coming to the best ROI on this token forever. Because if we make a higher low here, this is where we're going to make it, this 886. Yeah, we could make a higher low here forever, for the rest of ever, for this project. This could be it. This could be your moment of glory. This could be the trade of the ages. This could be your best trade ever, forever. This is it. I'm giving you the trade. Yeah, this could be it. We don't have to make a lower low. We could make a higher low. Yeah, this is the trade. This is the trade forever. This could make you a multi-millionaire if you take the trade. That's it. And this is infinity. This is infinity. Go up as more as you want, because this project isn't going away. The fundamentals of this project are off the charts. Yeah, just because the team are inexperienced and, you know, have made a few errors, doesn't negate anything about the potential of this project, right? If we get this to $125 in the future, I don't see why we don't. then on this just on this simple trade, by you entering at the 886 with an invalidation of the all-time low, which is a fair trade, yeah, you're looking at a 1 to 29,000 risk to reward. This is like the best trade that you can make forever. If you hold on to $128. Is that a target within reach? Of course it is. I've calculated it. You're not on KuCoin because KuCoin doesn't have the all-time high. But let me just do it from the all-time high, which is 1.56. Yeah, 1.55 to the low. And I'll do a fib extension. There, look at that. Perfect. It's a 1 to 2 on the fib extension. Yeah. If we overextend, we're going to the 2 to 1 rather. So you have the 1 to 1, which is the all-time high, which is here. You have the 1272, you have the 1414, you have the 1618, and then if we overextend on the fib extension, we're heading to $125. Could happen. There's no reason why it can't happen. If we see an exponential growth in the host and traveler network in the next 1.5 to 2 years, if we suddenly get a spurt of increase of hosts, 1 million or more, and we see the mass media pick up on Dtravel, we're going to see a massive increase of volume, and because there's no volume in the highs, the price will go up. Could happen. Yeah, you could now make the best trade you've ever made. I'm giving it to you. Why would you go for the lows? Like if we make an all-time low, yeah, then there's going to be another sell-off. But this is a higher low. Yeah, this is bullish. You get a neckline break, and then we're pumping, and the moon's the limit. Literally, never have to sell. Then we'll never see these prices again. This would just go up and up and up, and next 30 cents, 30 cents, 1.6, 1.5, 5, 9, 23, 1, 2, 4, all targets. So just bear this in mind. Like, I mean, I don't want you to like get trauma in the future when you see the high prices. You didn't buy, you didn't take my trade when I offered you this token at 23 cents, sorry, 2.5 cents, and you were waiting for the all-time low at 1.9 cents. Like, literally, that is just ridiculous. You're waiting for the all-time low, so you didn't take the trade, and it made a higher low, and you missed out. Yeah, so maybe you'll get back in. You probably won't, because psychologically people haven't got the capability to accept that they were wrong, and they all, once they form a bias, their bias sticks for a long time, and eventually the price is going to be up here at 14 cents, 15 cents, and you'll be like, oh damn, I missed it at 2.3 cents. Oh, I better leave it. And then before you know it, by the end of the bull run, we are trading in the highs, $23, whatever. And honestly, you deserve it if that's your mentality, because you're not able to analyze the charts, and you're not able to trade correctly with correct risk versus reward ratio. Like, I would easily risk 1% if I were, even if you're wrong, risking 1% here has such a high ROI that it's worth taking the risk. This trade that I'm offering, a higher low trade into the 886, that's got a really high ROI risk to reward ratio. Yeah, return on investment ratio. You could chuck $100 at this, not even think about it, and see what happens. Yeah, and that $100 sometime in the future could make you a millionaire, but you wouldn't take the trade because you're waiting for an all-time low. So just bear that in mind, and if you don't, it's fine, whatever, but I think you're wrong. We can disagree, we can agree to disagree. They seem really shady. Shady? I mean, like, what the hell's with this word? Shady. All right, look, let's clear this up. Yeah. They're not shady. They are inexperienced. They're learning from their mistakes. They've made mistakes, as everyone. Like, no one in this world can ever say that they're perfect. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. You know, just because you make mistakes doesn't make you shady. And talking about shady, go out there and look at all the other crypto projects and then come back to me and talk to me about shady. Yeah, they're not shady. The fact that I'm here talking to you, I've met all of them. Eric and Cynthia have stayed at my apartments in London when they came to London. Yeah, we've had meals together. That was shady. What are you talking about? If they were shady, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing this. Like I said, I'm not making any money from. I could have put my money in any other project. I can read the charts. I could be somewhere else. I'm actually enjoying creating something that I think has the potential to destroy Airbnb. I really do. That's why I'm here. Yeah, I want to take down Airbnb. I think we can do it, and I think these guys want to do it too. But let's just take it one step at a time. All right, those are the two comments. I've been talking too much about these two negative comments. Let me quickly go to the Telegram as well, because yesterday after that video, Cynthia made an announcement on Telegram. Let me just pull it up quickly, and then I'm done with Dtravel. No, I'm not actually. I've got one more thing to say. So let me just pull it up. I think you can see the screen. Oh, that's B. So there was a response yesterday from Cynthia, because I posted in the Telegram group that the video that I made, and Cynthia responded. She said, I watched your video, and after crying until now, JK. So I think she's joking, so she didn't cry. I don't know. I'm so bad with understanding jokes that who knows. Maybe she was crying. Maybe she was crying, but she's joking that she's telling me that she wasn't crying, even though she was. Who knows. I wanted to share that I appreciate all the comments and feedback from everyone here. We're trying our best, and like everything we do, we want to put out high quality work. That's why we've built a strong brand in travel, because we're professional as fuck and won all these rewards. Clearly we're not perfect. I know it's not obvious. Wink. And we make mistakes, and the most important thing is we learn from it and address it and own it. We've heard the community loud and clear, and they prefer seeing things early and giving them feedback instead of us trying to get it really polished. Based on this feedback, we're putting together a community forum where we put soft proposals out to the community to share and provide feedback, so we can put things out early. More improvements coming alongside this, but I want to share that we take all the feedback very seriously and also try to action it. All right. So I think this is a really positive update, and I think the response, it was required. I don't think it dispels a lot of the fear, uncertainty, doubt has been created by Dtravel. Yeah, Cynthia. Just so that you know, I don't think this is a good start. Yeah. And I think we need to stop using this word trying. Yeah. Because I don't think we're in that, we don't have that privilege anymore. Time is now ticking because the bull market is this long, and there's no more trying. It's doing, it's achieving. Yeah. We have to be achievers now. No more trying. And so I think we have to change our mindset when it comes to, I tried my best. Do I still get a reward? I tried my best. Do I still get a medal? Yeah. I think we have to move on from that kind of idea. That's just my personal opinion. I think, you know, we've had a long time to prepare. Maybe we were caught off guard because the bull run came early. I don't know. That being said, I think there's a lot of good people who are ready to support Dtravel in the community, from all different kinds of backgrounds, with a lot of different experiences. and professionalisms, whatever. And we can either utilize that help to make this great, or we can just continue trying. And I don't like that word try, actually. It's not effective in the context of what I'm thinking. But I do agree with everything else you're saying. But the other thing that I would just wanted to mention is that I made some very specific questions in the video I made yesterday, and I think those need to be addressed, specifically with reference to the financials, specifically with reference to the tokens increasing and the supply. No one really knows what's going on and what's out there and what isn't. Specifically also in reference to the communication, because I think it's a problem, because no communication, people receive that as uncertainty. And I kind of feel like we can't just have a chat. We can't just chat, just talk, you know, like we need a forum, or we need this, or like it's so constructed. Why can't we just chat? Why can't we just be ourselves? You know, why can't we just have a drink? I feel like people are like unable to just be themselves. So I think we have to get into an environment where just be yourself, have a chat, have a conversation, say what you feel, say what you mean, lay it out. You know, if we disagree, we disagree, but at least we've aired out our disagreements, and then maybe we can get over them. I still think we still have some things to get over. That's if you want us to become a really successful and constructive and whatever DAO. Otherwise, I don't know. I think maybe we need to hear what you have to say and let people decide, like, what's the vision of the future? What's your vision of the future? I don't know. I really don't know, Cynthia. Like, there's some questions still that haven't been answered, and I'm really glad that you did make an attempt, but I think this is the beginning, and the trying has to end. I think we need to start making some headway on achieving. And the other thing that I'd like to add is that I think certain people have to really consider whether they're the right person for the job. Yeah, because we only have one shot at this, and up to this point there's been a lot of I'm sorry, we tried, we failed, and here people are in putting their money, their time, their effort, investing into TRVL, supporting you, and who's responsible for that? Someone has to be responsible. Someone has to deliver. And at the end of the day, if this was a Web2 company and I was a shareholder and there was an underperformance from the board, from the executives, the shareholders would change the board, would change the exec. They change this, you know what I'm saying? They would, you know, if they weren't happy with the performance, they wouldn't accept, I'm sorry, we've made mistakes. They would find new talent. That's what will happen. Yeah. And I almost feel that sometimes maybe because we're not a DAO yet, that the team doesn't necessarily feel the pressure that they need to feel to perform. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if the prices continue to make lower lows, yeah, at what point in the future does someone take responsibility and say, I'm not fit for this role, I can't do this, let's find someone better, let's change things up a little bit? You know, there has to be a point where the people who are in charge at the moment will accept responsibility, right? We don't have a mechanism for accountability. And am I a token holder or am I a shareholder? I can't, you know, like, there's a lot of uncertainty with how things are happening, of how things are going forward, and there's no clarity. And unless you provide the clarity to give investors the assurance that they need, then you're not going to get more investment. Yeah, you're not going to get it. And that's the problem. You don't understand that. And I think the problem is that you still, some people are hopers. They're hopers. It's hopium. Put all of that hopium aside, yeah, and let's work this as a business, right? And as far as a business is concerned, if we were shareholders, you'd be answering questions. The shareholders would be asking questions you'd have to answer. And if they weren't happy with the answers, you'd be gone. And so would the rest. And you'd be replaced. That's the fact. That's how it works, right? So now we're in a DAO. It's meant to be better, but actually it doesn't feel like it is. And so therefore, the onus is on you to make yourselves accountable to the DAO. Yeah, make yourselves accountable to the DAO. We want more. We want more information, and we want a clearer future. We want a vision of a future. We want a roadmap with timelines. And there's a lot of people out there who want to contribute and can contribute. And this has to change. There has to be some kind of reset in the behavior if you want this to be that great thing that you're looking for, right? Otherwise, what will happen is, on the most part, the next time we see some kind of rally, a lot of people will vacate, yeah, and that'll probably come with an exchange launch, yeah, and then that will probably be the end of this, okay? Probably the next exchange law, people won't hold. Most people will just sell everything and be gone with this, be done with this, okay? If you don't start to lay the foundations for the future now, and part of that is in making yourselves accountable to the DAO, all of you. And I'm just tired of this. I've tried, I'm sorry, I apologize, we could do better, we're not perfect. I'm tired of all of that, you know. And it goes back to Airbnb. And let me just give you an example. You'll understand this because you're a super host. If a customer of mine, if a guest of mine has a problem, anything, could be cold water, it could be anything, yeah, if I don't respond immediately, I'm not going to get 5 stars. I'm going to get a bad review, yeah. If I don't respond within a timely manner, they're going to contact Airbnb, yeah, and they'll get their refund and I'll get a bad review. And the timely manner is like within 30 minutes or an hour, like really quickly, yeah. If I leave responses for days with no response, I'm not going to get 5 stars. That's Airbnb, that's reviews. You understand this. You're a super host. I'm a super host. We both understand this, yeah. If I make mistakes in my business in Airbnb, I'm not going to get 5 stars. I can't go to my customers after the fact and say, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I'm only just learning, I have no experience. They're still going to give me bad reviews. I'm going to get bad reviews, yeah. The review system in Airbnb, even though it's a fear-based system, it holds me accountable, because unless I get good reviews, I'm not going to get business in the future. So I need the reviews. So therefore, I work 10 times harder to get the reviews. And right now, people are giving Dtravel bad reviews. I'm seeing it on Twitter. I'm seeing it on YouTube. I'm seeing it in Telegram. You're getting bad reviews. And you're doing nothing about it. You're like a rabbit frozen in the road, eyes frozen with the headlights flashing. You're just stuck, or a deer, whatever it is. That's what I'm saying. That's what's happening. Yeah. And there's only 3 actions to that kind of scenario. What is it? It's freeze, flight, or fight. And we all want you to fight. Yeah. We all want the team to fight for this. And until we get that sense that you're fighting for this, that you're hungry for this, that you're willing to put everything on the line for this, then you're going to get people who are going to be, what's going on? What's happening? Yeah. We don't get that sense right now. I don't know if the people at the top are hungry for this, or need this, or want this. Yeah, I don't get that sense. I don't get that hunger. yet. So maybe it's there and it hasn't been expressed, but the point goes is this, that you're getting bad reviews, and if this was Airbnb, that would have a detrimental impact on your future business. And it's ironic because you're creating a business, a Web3 business, that's meant to be better than Airbnb because of all the problems that Airbnb has, and yet Dtravel are doing worse. They're behaving badly. The communication is rubbish. The responses are slow and tardy and poor, yeah, and the transparency is negligible. You're behaving worse than Airbnb, worse. You're getting bad reviews. You're not even responding to the reviews, yeah. You're not even responding to the negative reviews, yeah, or it has an air of self-righteousness. So as I said yesterday, it's a good time to reset, yeah. It's a good time to reflect and reset. This is a good start, but this is the start. This is not the end. I'm not satisfied with this response because there's a lot of things that I raised in my video yesterday which haven't been answered, yeah. And there's not even an acknowledgement of the points that I've raised. I haven't even been acknowledged, yeah. I've addressed certain issues and I haven't even been acknowledged. So what do? I give you 1 star. That's what happens. Dtravel, 1 star. Dtravel is trying to build a review system that's better than Airbnb, but I just gave Dtravel 1 star. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. People are giving you 1 star, 1 star, 1 star, 1 star. And you're losing the confidence of people. You're losing the trust of people because you're telling me that you're trying to build something better than Airbnb, yet all of a sudden you're getting 1 stars. You're getting bad reviews. You're not getting good reviews. You're getting bad reviews. And rather than fighting, you're freezing. You're flinching. You're not doing it. You're not responding. It's too slow, and it's compounding on the FUD, right? So the fact that I'm here talking about it is giving people assurance. You don't understand, but the fact that I'm here openly talking about it is giving people hope. If there was no one here talking about these issues, I bet you by now, half of the people would have bailed by now, because they look at the price action, they go, what the fuck? And they've left, right? The fact that I'm here trying to solve these problems, the fact that I'm here telling people I'm not selling, I'm buying, is keeping people on board, yeah? But the reality is that at the moment, Dtravel is performing badly. It's performing really badly. And unless you're willing to allow yourselves to be held accountable to the DAO, we're going to come into some problems in the future. Now, we have a really critical place now. We're at a crossroads. I think you're the right person. I think the team are still right. But I'm never going to consider a change of personnel if that's what it's going to take us to the next level. If that's what you want to keep the people you're with and just have a jolly good old party, or do you want to take Dtravel to the next level and to the next level and to the next level? Yeah. And I think we have to be a little bit more pragmatic about how we approach this, and less kind of, I don't know, sentimental, emotional, I don't know, whatever. All right, that's enough of that. David is saying that the team is focused on network. Coin is in a free market. Doesn't let me know. And that's true. David, you're absolutely right. I can't see manipulation in the token at the moment. And just bring it up so we can all have a look. This is going back to the other guy saying that the team are going to buy up at the lows. I think, look, let me go back to that point that David made, and because I've gone over the price action before in the past. When the token launched, I don't think this is wrong. I think this is normal. It was, the launch was sold into. Do you see that rise in that first week? It was sold into. So anyone who had tokens in the launch was suddenly, there was suddenly in 10x profit, 10x, and they sold into that launch. Yeah, that's very normal behavior with a IDO. Very normal behavior. The problem with that was that they launched at the worst possible time, which was the end of the last bull market. Literally the end. Literally they caught it on the last, probably the last day. Yeah, there wasn't even enough time for a little bit of a rally. Yeah, it just went down. And this behavior here suggests that certain people did try to buy back in. Yeah, there was an attempt to buy back in, right? But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And so in my mind, what I get from this price behavior here is that certain people who were at the initial launch took their money and never put it back in. And for me, this was confirmed because I met two of the people back in Portugal last year at the Blockdown event, the two of the initial investors, and they didn't even look at Dtravel after they took their money. Yeah, and one of the guys, he went and used the money to buy a $2 million whatever villa in the Algarve in Portugal. So he probably 10x his money. He probably put in 200, walked away with a couple of mil, and went and bought a nice villa. Yeah, and usually what would happen is that the initial investors would be looking to defend the lows and make sure that it doesn't come down, and then we continue. Usually that's what would happen, because obviously the initial investors are looking for a successful long project, you know, a successful long project. They're not just trying to quickly make a bit of bucks. I think that was bad behavior, but I think that can happen. And so it's definitely not the fault of the people who are currently here, but you know, we are where we are. Since then, what has happened is we've kind of come into this extended downtrend, this long higher time frame downtrend, and we haven't been able to break it. And we've had a couple of attempts. Maybe that was one, maybe this is another, maybe even this last couple of weeks is another attempt. But unfortunately, what has happened is that people are not willing to accumulate this token at higher prices. That's what's happened. And part of the reason this is happening is because of the lack of value in the token, in the tokenomics. Yeah, the non-value of the token. This is what's being addressed right now. And I don't know why it's such a struggle. Yeah, I don't know why there's such a pushback from certain people in the team, because in the team's tenure, we've made 1 all-time low, 2 all-time lows, 3 all-time lows, 4 all-time lows. Like literally in the last 2 years, we've made four all-time lows. And still no one has taken responsibility for that price action. No one is saying we fucked up. Let's change this, mix things up, let's bring new people on, we're obviously doing something wrong. No one has done that, right? No one is. I'm not calling for that, but that's the responsibility I'm looking for. That's the kind of responsibility that's going to take us to the next level. Not this kind of, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I'm trying. Not interested in that. Yeah. And so here we are again, and it looks like we're heading back down to the lows, right? So I don't think this is manipulated at all. I think the team are doing this. I think the fact that, you know, the fact that they're feeling pressure from the community, why would they want to put themselves in this situation? That makes no sense. You know, this is not happy for anyone. Not happy for the investors, not happy for the team. They're working their butt off and the price still goes down. They don't know why. I'm telling you why. They're not listening, right? So they're responsible because they're not listening, not because they don't know not because they're manipulating the price because they just want lower tokens and lower coins. I don't think they have a grand plan, actually. And I have a plan, I have a vision, I have an idea for how this could be. I want the community to decide. They don't want the community to decide. This is where the struggle is right now. Yeah, you have the core team who have determined the future, and their future that they're giving us is all-time low, all-time low, all-time low, all-time low, and they're not taking responsibility for it. And so here I am coming telling them, look, let's do something differently. And they're saying, well, you read it in the Telegram groups, they're saying your idea is rubbish. What can I do? What can I say? Can't do anything. Can't argue with that. What can I do? Yeah. And so therefore, what else is there to do? There's no accountability here. You know, I can't even get rid of the exec. Can't even get rid of them. Yeah. So I'll make videos. I'll continue making videos, and I'll continue telling the truth. And eventually they'll have to listen, because ultimately they're not saying anything. In the absence of information, if I'm the only one giving the information, ultimately, who are you going to listen to? Well, you can listen to me. That's what they don't understand. Yeah, they're not giving us any information. They're just keeping quiet at the moment. Yeah, so I'll give you all the information. I'll tell you exactly what the charts are saying. I'll give you exactly the reasons. I'm just reading in the charts. I'm just looking at the charts and telling you what's happening. We've made 4 all-time lows. Okay, this is ultra bearish. This is unacceptable behavior. If this was a Web 2 startup, they would have been sacked already. The shareholders would have replaced them already. We can't even do that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not calling for their heads. I want them to fix this. Okay, and the way they can fix this is they can start by talking. They can start by communicating. They can start by responding. They can start by acknowledging concerns, complaints, grievances. They can start by responding to comments which are negative. They can start by behaving like Airbnb superhosts, which they're not. The only one it is Cynthia. So only she's truly going to understand the depth of what I'm saying right now. Okay, and I hope that she rises up to this, and I think she will, and I have good confidence in her, and I do trust her. So let's see what happens. Yeah, but when it comes to the rest of the team, the only person who's actually ever really engaged with me on a personal and professional level is Eric. Yeah, Eric is a rare gem in my mind, but I don't know about the others. Honestly, I don't know. I think I'd have a drink with them. I think they're nice enough personally, but I think they've underperformed, and I think in some ways possibly they're a hindrance. Personally, I think if this is a Web 2 startup, I think personnel would have changed once or twice over, because, you know, look at Tesla. Like, it was never a successful company. Elon Musk had to come in and make it a successful. Just because these people are here now doesn't mean this is going to be a success. Sometimes you have to change people. Sometimes they're not the right people, and sometimes you have to change it. Same thing would happen with Facebook. The exec changed times and times and times and over and over again until they found the right people to take it to the successful place that they are now. And it happens with every company. And somehow we live in this kind of utopian idea of our own imaginations where we think that these people are here now forever. No, I think if people are underperforming, you have to find better people. Yeah, so until we get to that place, then I don't think these people are going to necessarily feel the pressure. And maybe that's what they need, a little bit of pressure to perform, you know. And maybe they need to feel that pressure that, look, if you're not going to perform now, we're going to replace you. And we don't have a vehicle or mechanism for that in place. And so therefore, this is going to continue to flatline until we fix this. So I'm just going to keep on raising the issues. And people are going to keep on listening to me because no other content out there on Dtravel and TRVL. And I am one of the main hosts. I'm the first host and also one of the main ones. So, you know, we'll see. David says you're like Elon. I'm not like Elon. He's like a multi-billionaire, and I'm here trying to save a fledgling microcap from falling to the dust. So anyway, that's my views, and you know, it's just a continuation from yesterday. I don't know if they're going to listen. I had no acknowledgement from anyone except Eric personally, and he's unfortunately he's been sick, so you know, I don't expect him to respond uh, in a timely manner anyway. But you know, what we need to do is we need to reset a lot of things. And I think the community, I think like investors like myself and others, like I'm in a really privileged position because my business is benefiting from Dtravel, and also I'm making revenue from the platform as well because I'm getting direct click as well. A lot of people aren't in that privileged situation, you know. A lot of people don't have the insight and the privilege that I have with regards to the functionality of Dtravel, and also the relationships that I've developed with Eric and Cynthia gives me and my brother with those people, with those Eric and Cynthia, it gives us an air of confidence that a lot of people don't have, right? And so here I am talking to the rest of the world, and hopefully I've been quite informative and maybe a little bit reassuring, but I don't think the people in Dtravel quite understand how difficult it is for people out there to invest in small cryptos, small mini startups where the price keeps on making new all-time lows, and where the communication has been subpar. It's very difficult, and I don't think the team understands that. They're not aware of themselves, and let alone aware of the wider audience, and because they're not aware, they're not behaving correctly at the moment, right? They're not giving people the confidence that people need to not sell the lows. Yeah. And I mean, fortunately, we haven't really seen a crazy sell-off in the price action beyond yesterday. But I mean, I did say that it was very likely that we'd range a little bit here. And what did I say? Was it this chart? I can't remember which chart I was looking at. I said we'd probably range here a little bit and see what happens. And that's usually what happens after you have a little kind of mini correction. You have a little range. It'll probably look a little bit bullish, but what we're putting in here now is bearish, a bearish consolidation. This is bearish consolidation. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to flag actually. So we have to see how this plays out. But what you really want, if we want this to go up now, I mean, that looks bullish because it looks like a double bottom, but what you really want is like a head and shoulders pattern. That's what you really want. You want the price to keep on being sold into, and for it failing to make lower lows. We'll see how this plays out. The volume is pretty subpar, so I think we're just in a little bit of a range now, and we just have to see what happens. Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to, like, I mean, and this is like, I don't want people to I'm not trying to scare people away. I'm just addressing the problems. What people have to understand is that I personally, today actually, I'm selling a business. I'm selling a real world business, and I'm going to show you right now. So this is what I'm selling. My brother and I were selling this business. Horizon Laundrette. Where's the pictures? So we're selling a laundromat. And you know why we're selling it? Because we want to buy more TRVL. That's literally why we're doing it. Because I see this as, these are these machines that nice, huh? I installed those myself. So we're selling a real world business because we want to buy TRVL. I see this as an opportunity to buy the dip. So I actually really think that we're onto a winner. Now, I'm fighting for this, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm willing to sell real world asset in London to do that. Yeah, this is where we'll do some welding.
I almost did, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because they fucking prey on them. I've seen about getting in.
I almost did, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because they fucking prey on them. I've seen about getting in.
I almost did.
Some memories. This is where they've got a company to install the machines. Look, these are the old machines, the old Electroluxes. We took them out. So yeah, so I think travel has the potential to be super huge, and I think we're at the lows, and I am looking to accumulate more, and I think this is like a real opportunity, especially in the context of the Bitcoin bull market. But the point, the issues that I'm raising, or the issues that are being raised, yeah, is the difference between us coming out of this with an explosion, or for us to continue doing this for the duration of the bull market. You know, like a little bit of like continuous selling the highs and buying the lows, you know. And we don't really know how the price is going to play out, but ultimately people need to hodl for the price to go up. Yeah. And when the price starts going up, and if people aren't hodling, if people are selling into the rises, we're never going to get past the highs. Yeah. So then the only hope you have for an increase in price is going to be sometime next year, or maybe the end of this year, when the retail gets involved. Yeah, that's the only hope. Like, if this is the thing, we have two chances. We have one is to sort the problems out now and start getting out of this now, so that when retail get involved next year, they take the price to higher prices. Yeah. Or we don't address the problems. We just continue as though nothing's wrong and just hope for the best and imagine that the problems don't exist, and don't respond to people, don't acknowledge people, whatever. And the price continues to do this for the rest of the year. And then what happens is retail gets involved, maybe a Binance launch, maybe not, and the price will suddenly go up, and then that's game over, basically. Game over for this project, because everyone exited and there's no more capital to hold the price, because no one's going to buy into it again. Yeah. So you contemplate, there's two futures playing out here, and this is a really pivotal moment, and it's all to do with what happens now and the changes that are coming, right? And the teams has to take responsibility for these 4 all-time lows that I've seen, and they have to defend the low. We can't make another all-time low. We have to change market structure. Yeah. I've never, you know, who's taking responsibility for these lows? 1, 2, 3, 4. No one's taking responsibility. And if we make another all-time low, who's taking responsibility for that? Who's going to take responsibility for that? Yeah, whose fault is that? It's not my fault. The FUD that we've been experiencing in the last 2 weeks is literally been from the team. Literally, they've been churning out this FUD. They've been creating this fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Yeah, they've made some members have made the SL saying that some of their responses makes me doubt them. Yeah, I didn't do that. So let's see what happens, you know. And ultimately, you know, the price, the charts are going to dictate the future. They're going to tell us everything. Yeah, the reason why they're looking for, like, if venture capitalists come and say, would you like for us to invest, and we want to make, the reason they're even entertaining that idea is because the prices are at the lows and they don't have enough runway to pay for their costs. That's what's happening. As time passes, as the price continues in the lows, their runway diminishes. Yeah. And when the runway diminishes, guess what happens? We're in trouble. The project starts to get, so time is passing. Like, we don't really have much time. I'm not talking months, possibly 9 months, possibly 8 months, but like, we really need the price to go up. So the priority number one right now is the price. Priority number one is the price. Yeah. And fundamentally, if we don't give people the reason to hodl, if we don't give people a reason to buy more and to hold that and to sell other assets and to buy and hold this for the long hold, then we're going to struggle with the price. And if the price goes up, they can sell into that. They can sell into that. And then the price will still go up. And then we won't have that problem anymore, because the thing is, as the price goes up, people will start buying more. That's what happens. And so this is just a psychology thing. The team needs to understand this. The priority number one right now is to get the price of the token up. Whatever it takes, we have to get the price up. And so it's naturally counterproductive that when I make a suggestion like, let's do derivatives, let's get the traders involved, they say no. When I say let's change the tokenomics, they say we don't like your token. No, what, you know, like, what else? Like, what can you do? You know, you just have to keep on plodding along, and eventually, I tell you something, it's going to be a bloodbath if we make an all-time low. I tell you, it will be. The community is going to be, will rip them apart if we make another all-time low. I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen. Yeah, trust me. Once we make another, if we make an all-time low, you'll see what's going to be said on the Twitter, on the Telegram. I don't think Dtravel deserves it. I don't think Dtravel needs that kind of bad reviews, but it's coming. And so the jury is out, and now we will see if they're up to the task, if they're going to rise up to the challenge or not. I don't really care about the tokenomics. I just want us to make higher lows right now, higher highs and higher lows. They could come up with some kind of new tokenomics design package, whatever. If it prevents a lower low, and if we start making higher highs, I'm okay with that, because that's all we really need to do. I think ultimately, once we change this higher time frame market structure, then the price will naturally aim to the higher prices. It will start going towards the higher prices. We'll start seeing those higher prices, but we just need to change this market structure. And until that happens, we're still in this kind of extremely bearish downtrend. I hoped it would have happened by now, you know, and it's really bizarre because there's so many like freaking crap tokens out there. Look at this one. I charted it. Agorist credit. Where is it? Oh, it's down to $10 now, huh? Shit. I charted this when it was at $4. Yeah. This is what you want to see at the lows. Look at this. Increase in volume. I charted this when this was $4. It was here. And I said, look at my prediction. I said, look, 5 waves up to the golden pocket. Look what's happened. It's gone all the way up to $30, and now it's back at $10. Yeah. Do you know what this project is? It's the same thing. Look at this. Launch price. Look at this, guys. Launch price in November 21. Sold into, made a new all-time low only once. Yeah. And from the all-time low in October, yeah, the price of the token went up 21x from the all-time low. 21x from October, the price went up 21x. Yeah. Agorist credit. Do you know what Agorist credit is? It's a tricycle in Africa. Can you believe it? It's a piece of shit. I'll show you. It's really funny, actually. And generators. Tricycles and generators. This is what Agorist credit is. So basically, yeah, they've created a token to buy their tricycles. These, what is it? These, basically these. Those are like, this is the main one. this tricycle for Africa, Nigeria, I think it is. And they launched at the same time as Dtravel, exactly the same time. This isn't a real world business. This is a scam, basically. Literally a scam. They basically, you have to buy their token to buy their products. It's not Web3, it's web scam. And since October, the price of their token has gone up 21x. 21x. It's still trading high, you know, like even from the lows right now, it's still a 10x up. All of these people are sitting comfortably in their profits. Token launched exactly the same time as Dtravel, as TRVL. See that? And it's a shit product. It's shit. And here we are now with TRVL, and we can't even make a 1x or 2x. We can't even get out of the lows.